So here we are on that time of year again, where we all have that comfort food in mind. I'm starting to see a lot of stuff about pumpkin spice latte and just those, those nice warm drinks on a cool day. And though it is still warm, this morning I got up and that cool fresh breeze hit me and I thought, man, I love this time of year. So I started thinking I need to do a freebie for the people who are following me on YouTube and Facebook and all these social media pages. And I thought I'm going to do a latte. I'm going to do a holiday latte. And of course, I'll include a cat. But when I went to draw it, I started thinking, you know what? I've never shared the drawing process like this. So I could actually struggle through this. You could see the process I go through. So it might be kind of fun, where my plan is to draw the whole thing, and then that'll be one video, and then another one I'll do the color along, and you will get it for free. So I just thought that might be something that a few of you would be interested in. So what you're looking at here, it's a bit of a crude setup I have. I have the camera mounted above me, which is unusual because I have a program that would allow me to record each of the pencil strokes. That does two things, which is why I didn't go with it. Number one, it time lapses it. So you would be flying through this process, which would honestly kind of defeat the purpose of it. And second, it's internal. It's a program, so therefore you wouldn't physically see my hand drawing each of these strokes. And again, I think at this point, I know y'all well enough that I truly believe y'all appreciate the real-time stuff more than the time-lapse stuff. Y'all want to see things being colored at real time and drawn at real time. Now, I have not ever done anything like this for y'all on this channel, so this is a bit of an adventure for me as well. So I'm really hoping that it comes out okay. Now, this is in no way, shape, or form a tutorial on teaching you how to draw. It's just showing a little bit of my drawing process. You can see that really crude, those shapes that I did to start with. I'm still keeping a rough sketch on top of those shapes, trying to find what it is that I'm going for. I know I want a fall picture. I want that pumpkin spice feel to it. So I've got this tall latte cup, and then I'll have the pumpkins around it, maybe some leaves, something that just needs to make it feel like fall. And then I'll have the 2 cinnamon sticks in it, and then the idea is I'll have a cat in it with a bunch of the marshmallow or the cream or whatever that's kind of overflowing on him. Now, as I say that, I realize I probably need references. So I'm simply going to type in pumpkins and see what it pulls up. And I'm looking for color patterns and just imagery like this. I like this. It's simple. Now, I know I'm not coloring this, but in my mind's eye, I am picturing all these colors as I draw it, because it helps me with certain shapes, because I start picturing, okay, well, if this is white and this is red, this needs to be here and here. So it doesn't really matter what color palette we use. What I'm looking for, again, is just things that when they're all together, it'll scream pumpkin spice, or it'll scream fall latte. And I always use references, or I almost always use references. I even use, I almost thought about doing a video on it. I even use AI a lot. And not to be speak pure blasphemy or be the devil, but yes, I use AI in the manner in which I believe it should be used, as a reference, not for the final product. So I might pull up some AI stuff, and if it's like a cat, doing a certain thing, or even if it's like a little chibi type of design, a loaf of bread, I might pull that up, but I'm not going to use AI for my final product. I'm going to draw it. I'm going to put my touch on it. I'm going to be inspired by it, but I am not going to use it as is. So that's exactly what I'm going to do with this reference here. I wasn't even thinking about the pomegranate, or maybe even a little candle that I have in this reference. So I might include those as well. So what am I using, you ask? I am actually in the program Photoshop right now. I'm using Photoshop, and I am in the corner of my office on a Cintiq. I've had this thing for quite some time now, and I'm extremely comfortable with it. I'm way faster and more proficient on this than I am paper. I still enjoy, sketching inside of a sketchbook and whatnot, but when it comes to just efficiency, this is the way to go, because I could undo lines and change my opacity in just a click of a button. So in fact, my right hand is under the Cintiq right now on the keyboard, and that's how I'm able to change the brush sizes and do all these little things that you probably don't even notice that I'm doing. The tip of my pen is actually a graphite pen. So when it slides across the screen, it feels a lot like a pencil. And then the brush that I'm using is a number 2 pencil, and that's why it has this look. If I were to print this out or zoom right up in on it, it looks and feels and handles just like a pencil. And then I'll lower the opacity so it's like a 2H pencil, and then I'll go on top of that with like a 2B pencil. So like right here, I'm actually going over my lighter drawing and I'm cleaning up the line one more time. After this, I'm going to change to an ink brush, and that's going to allow me to get those really fine final lines, and that's what you're going to end up with on the freebie that I give you, is going to be just the cleanest this picture can possibly be, and I'm going to do it with that brush tip. So just so you know, I think this video was originally maybe 25 minutes. So the actual time for me to draw this was 25 minutes. And unlike coloring, I know a lot of you like to actually watch the real-time color process from start to finish, but I'm just of the mindset, it was beat into us back in school that art is not a spectator sport, where as I'm doing this, I have that little internal voice that is cringing for y'all, thinking I don't want to watch this. But I'm giving this a shot because you never know. I enjoy certain things like this. I enjoy this as much, if not more, than the coloring process, because this is where I'm really, really comfortable. So I do enjoy this, but I know it's not for everybody. So what I edited out was a lot of times where I'm lifting my hand off the paper and I'm thinking, or I might draw a line and realize I messed up and I have to go back and erase it and draw it again, maybe 2 times, maybe 3 times. But I took that out. I left some of the mistakes in there so you could see that I am definitely making some. And I left some of the redundancy in there. But I didn't find it necessary that you should watch me lift my hand and think for a few moments of what to do next. But if you pay attention, you'll see that I still kind of do that. But this is really just part of my process, and at the end of the day, that is what I'm sharing, is how I get from point A to point B. Like, I'm taking you all the way to the finish line. So I start with very basic shapes and an idea, and then I rough that out, then I clean that idea up, and I do this in layers until we're at the very final product that you will be coloring. Okay, so on a little side note, because I am drawing on a Cintiq, it is a very smooth surface, and therefore we get 0 of the ASMR noises. Rather than just have nothingness and the squeaking of my chair and the clicking of the pen hitting the screen, as you can tell, I've added some sounds, and I just thought this was a lot nicer than nothingness. And so we're just hearing, the outside birds chirping and the gust of wind blowing, a nice cool breeze, really trying to just grab that autumn feeling. I just thought it would be, like I said, a lot nicer than nothing. And I didn't want to play music through the whole thing. And I got to find little areas. This is, again, kind of new territory, and I'm making this for y'all. Definitely not doing it for me. There's little things I would do differently for myself, but I'm trying my best to make y'all enjoy this and to even see if it's something you will enjoy. So here's what I need for those of you who actually have paid attention and made it this far. What do you want? Do you want more of these in the future? If I only have a couple of you, I could still do a few of these like every now and then. If I find that y'all like it more than I thought you would, maybe I could do a little more of them. But I need some feedback from you. That is to say, more music, less talking. I could handle that. I don't know if I'm saying too much, but I don't know if this silence is deafening. So I really need y'all's feedback on this. Is this video too long? Because it is just me drawing. So maybe 15 minutes is way longer than it should be. I've done this, and I'm doing this again on my Kofi page. So worst case, I don't do it here and I do it over there if that's something you enjoy. But that is something I'm trying to put together that's a little different over there. So please give me your thoughts on this, and it will really help me to improve to do the next video. So maybe I'll enjoy it a little more if I do another one of these. And this, so y'all know, is the ink brush I was talking about. It's a very crisp, clean line that I'm able to do the final touch. So this is how it will appear on your coloring page. So what I'm doing now is I'm going over all those cleaner sketch lines, and I'm really tightening them up, making them look like they will in their final form. And then when I'm done, I'm going to turn off the layer that has all the sketches, which is going to leave you with this nice clean coloring page ready for you to do your thing. So I'm really glad y'all joined me. Hopefully this wasn't too left field for y'all to enjoy. It was something different. I just wanted to try something different. And like I said, I enjoy drawing as much as I do coloring, but I will not blame y'all if this doesn't have that many views. I get it, but I just wanted to try something different. Hopefully some of you enjoyed it too. So until next time. Oh, and just so I know who actually made it this far, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions about where do I get the freebie. I'm going to put the freebie out. So my plan is next Wednesday, I'm going to do the color along with this picture you just watched me create. So you're going to get the freebie and the color along to this piece next week. So now I'm gonna know who pays attention when they ask, where do I get the color along? So until then, y'all have an awesome week.